bad and the weird. You either live by the gun or you die by the sword.
It's the end of the Disabled Martial Arts series and of Season 7, though technically the calendar year has started our Season 8, so we're kind of an in-between.
Whoops.
Welcome to the Good, the Bad, and the Weird podcast MicroViews. I'm Nicho.
And I'm Chris.
And while we have done martial arts with less limbs than normal, we did want to take a look at something that was not specifically physical, but mental instead this time.
Yes.
We are doing the 2008 Thai martial arts flick, Chocolate.
Not Chocolat, the French film, as I've had to repeat 8 different times this week.
Yeah, very much so.
My God. I even described the plot and people are like, Chocolate, like, you mean the French one? I'm like, no. This movie's also called Zen Warrior Within, which maybe honestly would have been a better title for the English audience.
Yeah. So, Chocolate is written by Napoli and I apologize, you do not know Thai at all.
Yeah, this is going to be a rough one.
Chukyet Sakvirakul, and directed by Prachya Pinkal.
Sure.
Starring Jija Yanin as Zen, Hiroshi Abe as Masashi.
Back again.
Pongpat.
Good luck.
Wahirabun Jung as number 8.
I listen to people say these names, and I'm still struggling.
I'm very well aware that Americans cannot pronounce Thai very well, because there's just certain inflections that we just don't know how to do well.
And to make matters hurt even more, I didn't watch this movie in Thai. I watched it in the worst English dubbing known to man.
Very nice. So, Chocolate is about an autistic girl who seeks to take care of her dying mother by settling her debts with martial arts she learned through movies and watching classes next door.
It is... The plot legitimately is good. There's a lot of this movie that I am going to try my best to focus on and praise, because there's also a lot of this movie that's really not good.
Well, maybe that's the English dubbing.
That was the worst part. Oh my God. It almost was movie ending. I won't lie.
Okay.
I'm not a big stickler when it comes to dubbing. I will put up with just about anything.
Yeah, I mean, we grew up during 80s and 90s anime
I would say DBZ being dubbed, not even the, abridged dubbed, just the normal dubbing was arguably bad. And we watched that with joy in our hearts. This one, man, the voices don't match, the action doesn't match. There was just so little effort put into the dubbing on this one that I almost wish that I hadn't watched it that way.
Well, I wish you hadn't either.
Well, I did. And, oh well.
But some of these people that people should actually know. Napoli wrote The Protector. Sakvirakul wrote 13, Game of Death, that was remade in the US as 13 Sins.
It was good.
Pinkaw also directed The Protector, as well as the first Ong Bak movie.
Nice.
Yanin is probably recognized through our fellow Tubi enjoyers.
Oh, absolutely.
From Raging Phoenix and This Girl is Kick-Ass and The Kick.
Yep.
Abe is fantastic in Still Walking. If you get a chance, go watch that. And he is also in the Godzilla 2000.
Which, let's not lie, that's where you guys know him from.
Well, some do. He's also in the live-action adaptation of the video game movie Siren.
Oh, okay.
As for Wahira Bungjong, according to IMDb, he's known for Me, Myself, and Happy Birthday. And
I haven't seen those yet.
I know nothing about them, so most of my Thai film knowledge is again, the Ong Bak trilogy or Dynamite Warrior, or the horror side of Art of the Devil 1, 2, and 3 and Teddy Bear Massacre. So
yeah, and I think all of my Thai movie knowledge comes directly from either the horror or the kung fu genre. So
I'd call it martial arts. I wouldn't call it kung fu.
No, the ones I'm watching are straight up a Thai actor ends up in a Hong Kong film.
Oh, okay.
Sort of situation. I'm not super well versed, so I really did enjoy watching this movie. There was a lot of changes and different styles that were fun to look at. It was also just a very interestingly paced film.
Yeah, I think there's... Well, I think that there is a lot that it has going for it.
It does.
Especially the first 11 minutes. While, like, the 11 minutes really sets up a lot of, like, the character drama.
Yes.
That's important to be like, okay, well, why are they all hating each other? Because,
Mm-hmm.
one, I do enjoy the original message of unconditional love to kick it off.
Yes, that's really fun. I like it.
As well as Abe's character with his obsession of owning imperfections.
Mm-hmm.
And which, I mean, his wife, who ends up being Zen's mother,
Mm-hmm.
she has a scar on her face, she's got tattoos, so she's kind of have this...
Yeah, she's a badass person.
Yeah, imperfections to her, and that's why he's attracted. But
Yeah.
I do like that we get to see some of, like, this discrimination of, like, their forbidden love of... There's this... Initially, there's the racial tension between the Thai Mafia, that I don't know what its actual name is,
Nope.
and the Yakuza.
Yeah, it was interesting to see that played out, especially in, like I said, most of the Thai films I know are really not Thai. They're more Thai actor moving to either Hong Kong or Japan. And those focus so heavily on those mafias that I was really interested in how the Thai mafia would be portrayed.
Yeah, and granted, most of the stuff I've seen is more horror side, so you see a little bit of it, and they act kind of like any organized mob that you think about, so...
That was also kind of one of my first complaints, is this movie does do a good job of setting up all of the characters and how they know each other and the drama. This movie does not do a good job of explaining how people know who and where and what people are doing. There's
do...
like telepathic knowledge.
No, it's all done in the first 11 minutes, and with you and your facial blindness, I can understand, like, not recognizing some of this. And part of it, too, comes from the fact that they're going through her mom's book of ledger of, like, okay, these are all just people she's known in the past. You don't have to know who they are. You just have to know that they're somehow tied to the crime family that her mom used to be a part of.
That's true. I just mostly complained that the crime family would just show up places and be like, busted up lovers. You're like, how did you know where they are?
Yeah, well, and a lot of this, I get 100% of that too, where there's also, like, they cut off her toe because of a letter she wrote, and it's like...
They seem very harsh.
Yeah, it just makes her running away in the beginning of the movie feel so pointless, because it's just like, okay, well, they're watching you whenever and wherever, so, like, what was the purpose of even fully distancing yourself from that? Is it just because your daughter's trying to get away from that life? But they can show up and just do whatever they want to your daughter.
Yeah, whenever they want. Because again, this movie, it came out in 2008. The technology seems to place it kind of late 90s-ish, based off of phones and, like, some basic understanding of, like, some of the fashions, I think. So, like, yeah, you know, it's around that time. So it's not like they have drones, like, or, you know, air tags hidden in people's cars. They just, like, telepathically know. So yeah, why are we running still? I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm just confused.
I get you. And yeah, I mean, there is also, I don't know how much of it was cut. I know about 20 minutes of the movie was cut for the American release. Okay. With most of it being, like, martial arts footage from, like, Bruce Lee that they couldn't get the rights for internationally, so... I
mean, that's fair. But you do... I mean, if you're a Bruce Lee fan, you will recognize some of the moves. They get reused. Oh, yeah.
100%. Especially, like, when she, like, touches her nose. Yeah. I mean, there's a whole lot that this movie has going for it, too. Because that's the thing, is, like, while you don't care about you at least don't care about the relationships that much.
Not really.
It's the action that really shines with this movie, just because how they've set up Zen is she becomes this Rain Man style savant of only martial arts.
Yes, instead of math, it's martial arts.
Yeah.
And her weakness is flies.
Yeah.
Like, which I get. Flies are terrible, but...
It's not necessarily flies, it's what the frequency, like, it bugs her ears. So it's not the flies themselves, it's just that she doesn't like the sound they make.
Which is fair and reasonable. I flipped so hard back and forth on whether or not I liked how they portrayed an autistic person in this film. Okay. Because there are times where I think they did a pretty stand-up job. Mm-hmm. They definitely, like, did some research, they definitely met some people, and then other times they just really were like, oh man, that would be really tough to show on camera. I think we'll just skip that.
Yeah, I think the thing is, and I'm actually kind of glad I watched Rain Man recently as like a little bit of a comparison.
Yeah, man, that movie was wild.
Well, so I know Rain Man has that very stereotypical performance. Mm-hmm. She, to a point, does too, where it's like, they do some stuff really well of like keeping her distant. She's hyper-focused on like one specific thing. She doesn't do well with any changes to her daily life or what she's expecting.
Yes.
And so like her being able to overcome that is an interesting aspect, but it does make it a little bit difficult.
This movie tries really hard to play off of the idea of, like, a family's unconditional love and how that can, like, overcome any odds. And they show that with, you know, the daughter overcoming her troubles with the sounds of flies and also her, like, uncomfortableness with approaching strangers and changing schedules. And then they show that again with the, you know, Yakuza husband, boyfriend coming back and be like, no, my love, and fighting to the death, sort of, kind of. So, like, I get it. I see where they're going. I also see why they would choose not to, like, overly portray the difficult portions of... Because they definitely knew the difficult portions of autism. They just were like, man, we gotta get the pace of this movie going, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, and imagine there's 20 more minutes from what you watched.
That's true. So, I'm not, like, 100% upset with this. This isn't, like, the worst representation. This isn't Rain Man level of portrayal bad. Because Rain Man was not a great representation.
It was a stereotypical one. It was
a very movie-friendly version.
It went Tropic Thunder against the advice.
It sure did. So, like, I'm not, like, 100% upset with this. I do feel like they did do some research, and it is a balanced movie. I mean, it's an action film. So, like, it's not the worst thing ever. I don't know if throwing the random guy with Tourette's in was necessary.
Okay, I want to get to that in just a second here, because that was
a real left field curveball for me.
Well, I think his purpose originally, this is granted, this is also like the climax. It's there to like give her a hurdle, because up until then she's been almost invincible.
She is very good.
Especially like with her adaptability with the martial arts of using multiple styles. She uses the straightforward Bruce Lee style. She uses her environment like Jackie Chan. She uses her arms and fists in the Muay Thai style, which I can't remember the actors of Ong Bak. Let me look that up real quick so I don't discredit this man.
Because he is cool. I like his movies.
Tony Jaa.
Yeah, Tony. Tony's cool.
Yeah, I forgot to write his name down. But yeah, Tony Jaa is the Muay Thai fighter that she's based off of. So like, just the ability to adapt and move between all those different styles is really cool, because she trained for 5 years for this role. This is her debut movie that they trained her for. This
is a really cool debut movie, I won't lie.
Oh yeah.
Because honestly, her action scenes are really good.
Oh yeah, even with our sidekick Moom, who I enjoy because he's not dumb, but he's ignorant enough where he doesn't know what he's doing that's causing all of this stuff, all the fallout that happens after him. He's just like, hey, she's unable to do this. I'm the only person who can actually kind of guide and maybe look out for them.
Yes. And I also like that between the two of them, it made them both feel like kids without necessarily like using her autism as like a childish trait. Does that make sense?
Yeah, because she doesn't, while she does use the environment like Jackie Chan, using Moom as like the comedic relief, as the comedy that Jackie Chan would have usually provided.
Without having her do it.
Yeah, so it doesn't fall onto her for it. So.
No, and I also think it works really well with keeping her character grounded in a little bit of reality, where she is not a very vocal person. In fact, she really has a very limited vocabulary in this movie.
Yeah, I kind of like no vocabulary.
Yeah, she really only says like mom and go home.
Or like she shows up like Charlie's mom, and it's always said in Philadelphia, "Money me, money me now, give me my money."
Yeah, even in the English dub, where I do think they added extra words to like kind of get some ideas across. It's really like maybe 10 words total.
Yeah.
So having Moon be this like kind of overly ambitious kid who like is there to hawk her talents on the street to raise money for her cancer mom, it kind of works. Like it balances everyone out. Like I said, there's a little bit of believability to this character.
Yeah. But back to the Tourette's guy.
Oh my god. Okay, yeah. So this is like the final boss of...
Second final boss
of a bunch of the mobsters. She's got to save her mom and also Moon, and it's almost I mean, man.
He's there as a martial arts style that she hasn't seen.
Which is cool.
Because all the other guys she's fighting against seem to have one style, so her adaptability works well.
Yes.
But when this guy comes, because of his sporadic movements, she can't adapt to them unless she does his own movements, so like fighting fire with fire.
Sure. This is a really terrible depiction of Tourette's.
But here's the other funny thing that this movie implies, in my opinion.
Okay.
The lesson is that special needs people make great backup and secret weapons for gangsters. It's a horrible lesson.
It's a terrible lesson, but I kind of see the idea. Okay, here's my final gripe about the kid with Tourette's, because it's not that they introduced the character that bothers me.
Yeah.
It's the fact that he has kind of a two-edged two-edged up on her.
Mm-hmm.
Because not only is he sporadic because of his condition, but he also is supposed to be fighting with a South African style of fighting that is more dance and some spiritualism.
Oh,
so it'd be something she's not seen before anyway.
Yeah, I know which there's a manga that's about it that I can't remember the name of it right now.
Yeah. So like it's I don't know if it was necessary for him to have to do both.
Well,
from a writing standpoint, from I'm making the movie, I'm choosing to write this character. I'm not saying this guy can't exist. I'm just saying, why did we go with both?
Because it's two things that she hasn't come across, probably.
I guess it almost felt like they felt, hey, we need to have one more disabled person, and chopping toes off doesn't count.
Yeah, and I just had it's not intentional, but it feels like special needs Fight Club.
It does. It does, though. It does. Because it's not even like he's a different age than her. It's not like this is an adult. Like, he's maybe a couple years older than her from the movie.
Yeah, they're supposed to be like
they're
15,
both savants.
16, 17, yeah.
Yeah, they're both supposed to be savants. They're supposed to be like this, like, oh, you wouldn't realize that they're the key weapon behind the organization.
Yeah.
Why portray this character this way?
Well, here's the thing. Think about this organization as just how weird it is, too.
This organization's weird as hell.
They're connected to, like, a shipping company, an ice plant manufacturing company.
A meat market.
Yeah. And then on top of that, they have Ladyboy Hit Team.
They do. Yeah, I don't know what that's about. But
get massacred so quickly, too.
Yeah, but they're fun. I'll give them that. Those characters are at least in there for some humor.
Yeah, so of course, their logic is their secret weapon is, for some reason, against, like, all these other people they've been training this guy in secret, hoping that someone else with special needs comes
out to fight? Yeah.
Like, they've kept this special needs kid as their secret weapon. It's such a horrible weapon, but I love it.
Well, okay, and here's the other thing, is her fighting style and technique addresses the age-old martial arts conundrum of why bring a martial arts to a gunfight? Because her version, they eventually kind of address it with like, oh, you need to dodge at certain times. Mm-hmm. They have a code word for the dodge, like, and she's very fast. Yeah. So they kind of address it. But like, then we get to the final showdown. And nobody brings a gun to the final showdown, I don't think. I think there maybe is one gun, if any gun at all.
Well, I mean, they've learned at this point that's probably... Well, actually, I don't know.
No, they haven't learned shit!
Well, maybe, here's the thing. I don't know what the gun laws are in Thailand, so
I think they're strict. I don't think it's like there's a bunch of... It's not America. Yeah. Not everybody has a whole arsenal. But... it was hilarious. My poor husband was forced to watch this movie against his will. And he did enjoy that this movie addressed the age-old problem of, like, what happens when you bring a gun to a martial art fight. Mm-hmm. You either lose, or it becomes unrealistic. This one does a good job of trying to maintain a realism. And then we got to the final fight, and my husband goes, why is no one shooting her? There's 80 of them.
Because they don't feel they need to shoot. They've got their special hidden Tourette's kid talent.
And then this kid comes out, and my husband's like, this is wild choice, guys.
Yeah, because they've killed her mom, and they've almost massacred her father, too. So.
And also Moon is, like, down for the count as well.
Kind of.
Yeah, like, this is a wild choice. I also love how this movie finally does end. Okay. Because we spend literally every moment of this movie trying to, like, save Mom. Mm-hmm. and then we just kill Mom.
Yeah.
That's so mean.
Oh,
But it's also done in such a poetic, like, love story sort of situation, which would work if the love story was, like, more focused.
Yeah,
like,
I can see what you're saying, because, like, most of this the only reason any of this carnage really happens is because the gang is like, okay, well, now they're trying to contact her dad now.
Yeah.
So, like, that they
Can't
gotta
have
bring
that.
that back up. And in a weird way, it's the only way, it feels like the only way without killing the head guy and killing the entire clan to bring her back to her dad in any sense.
No, and here's the thing. As someone who loves a romantic sort of movie, I can see where someone on the writing, like, side said to themselves, okay, so her mom and him have this forbidden love. They are now separated. Boy, having them come back, and then that dying moment, he then takes the daughter that he's never known and, like, loves her as his own.
Yeah.
That is wonderfully romantic. Except for this whole movie is from her point of view. She does not know this man.
No.
And her mom lost her toe trying to send him a singular letter 20 minutes into the movie.
Yeah.
We do not know this man.
We know enough that he's willing to come back.
It does... Look, again, the romantic in me loves this. The realistic in me says this is a terrible choice.
I mean, it's better than leaving her with Moom.
It is, actually.
Yeah.
Because while the movie directly says that he, like, adopts his lost daughter and loves her as his own, we just assume Moom lives with them as well.
Loves her as his own? She is his own.
But he did not know she existed up until, like, 5 seconds ago.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
So here's the thing. Here's how I would fix it.
Okay.
I know this Thai mafia is, like, an all-knowing, all-seeing god who just, like, chops off people's toes for breathing too hard. But what if they didn't do that, and we had a couple of, like, moms sending, a handful of letters, never receiving anything back? Leave some pining there for the audience to, like
she's been sending these messages and didn't know that they weren't getting sent.
Or even write the letters and they're in a drawer and Moom sees them along with the notebook, sort of. Like, give me something to prove that they are still in love other than just their death.
Yeah, I get you, because, it does shift heavily to, like, being Zen's story about trying to save her mother.
Which is good. Like, it's good.
Yeah, and even kind of, like, unintentionally, because there's times where it seems like Zen is just following what Moom's kind of directed her to do.
Okay, but I kind of like that. Because, again, this is supposed to be a story about an autistic girl. Most autistic people are not very good at making decisions, and will follow along with a trusted friend or family member's choices.
Yeah.
Moom's a trusted, at this point, family member. I know he's technically not, but, like, at this point, he lives with them. Yeah. He's a brother.
He's their neighbor who's there every day, from sun up to sundown.
And I believe they feed him. And he might even sleep in their house. I think he's, at this point, adopted.
He does at a couple points in the movie, but a couple points, Zen's mom tells him to go home. What are you doing here? Yeah.
Please get out. Yeah. So, like, I like her gullibility, the, like, ease at which that, like, sometimes she is, like, led along with, honestly, a very dangerous situation that maybe someone who thinks more critically for themselves wouldn't go with. Well, but also, she's a badass, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I mean, that's the big thing, too, is, like, when... I'm thinking specifically of, like, the meat factory fight scene.
The meat factory fight scene's clever.
Because all the other ones felt fine enough, and I also love that all these 3 different locations, everyone's trained in martial arts to fight.
Which, you know what? Why not? Okay, but the meat warehouse uses environment.
Yes,
so well.
Not just the environment, but, like, the weapons and stuff that everyone has that just naturally makes this entire thing feel so much more deadly. But
it does.
Also comedic at times, like when he throws the butcher knife at the fence and it bounces back and hits him in the shoulder. It's just like,
and then later another butcher knife hits him, and you're like, oh man, he's dead. And it hit him sideways, so he's fine. I was trying to be like, wow, this fight's really silly. And my husband's like, no, it's not. It's very gory, Christine.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, but you thought he got stabbed with the pole, but in reality, a knife poked his butt. That's funny.
Well, that's the great thing about it, too, is it takes those last 2 fights that were not funny, but like...
but they were very impressive.
Yeah. It takes it to that next level of danger of like, okay, maybe she isn't going to make it out of this.
Well, and honestly, the ice scene, or the meat plant fight, felt the best representation of all three of the martial arts that we are supposed to be looking for.
Yeah.
It has, like, some great physical comedy from Jackie Chan styling.
It brings out, like, the 8-diagram pole fighter from her a little bit.
And some of the close combat stuff really does show off, you know, the Muay Thai style.
Yeah, she doesn't have an entire park or package factory to parkour around. She can't just casually kick away a block of ice.
Man, she's very casual. But, so, like, overall, the fighting for this, fantastic. I think the only fight scene I had any problem with was the random animated one. What was that?
Yeah.
What was that doing there?
It was more so like a dream or like an awakening. Like
It definitely felt like she is awakened into a fighting goddess.
So I do wonder a little bit because of, especially like that last scene when she shows up to like the dojo, that feels very Blue Orchid Kill Bill style.
It does.
I wonder if they got inspiration for that animated scene from Kill Bill. Like, here's the only way we can think of portraying this. So I
didn't hate it, and it was different animation than I'd seen, but it just why that. Where'd that come from?
Budget.
Probably.
It's sometimes that stuff does come down to budget. It's not necessarily it could be a stylistic thing, but it could also just be, hey, we need to get this in. It's going to be cheaper to get it animated rather than renting out a set, showing all the training and whatnot.
Yeah, and like, don't get me wrong, I understand that animation is never free, but this isn't exactly like a high-end CGI animation.
No.
It's pretty, you know, move the puppet legs left and right sort of animation. But at least it looked kind of good.
Very much so.
Yeah,
no, I agree. So, Chris, rent, buy, streamer decline that we ever watched Chocolate despite having an audio recording of us watching it.
I think personally I would rent this one.
Okay.
I liked it. I am going to watch it again. I have some martial art friends who, you know, next time we do a movie night, I'll probably like bring this one up as something, as an option.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if personally I want to own it, just because it doesn't quite hit all the boxes for me. I wouldn't be putting this on my regular rotation.
Yeah, no, I can see you there. I'm in a much different viewpoint of this. I think, and maybe it's just a little nostalgia because friends recommended it to me, but I'm in the buy category because one, I do think this is a great movie, and two, I think it's a great introduction to martial arts.
Yeah,
or
it is.
Thai martial arts movies. I'd say this and Ong Bak are probably going to be your best starting spots, at least in my opinion, from the very limited Thai martial arts movies I've seen. I will say, like, don't, because I'm comparing it to like where I dipped my toe, or I didn't dip my toes, and I jumped head first into Thai horror with Art of the Devil.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I figured. No, I did like this one. I agree. I think it is a good jumping off point, especially because there's a lot of fighting. If you're into martial art films, you're going to recognize a bunch of stunts. She is really talented, and it's really refreshing to see a martial arts with a female cast lead.
Yeah, and it's not so much on the serious notes. It's very it has its comedic moments, much like the Jackie Chan movies do. So that way, there's not, and some of the Bruce Lee movies. So it's not a super serious film, and you can have some fun with it instead of trying to like take it seriously.
And it's very heavy on the martial arts, which a lot of the ones that star a female lead tend to have only a couple of martial arts scenes, either for budget reasons or to emphasize the story.
Yeah.
This one is really martial art heavy, which is nice.
And I will say, I've only seen her in one other movie called Raging Phoenix, where there's a lot more, she has a lot more martial arts in that, where she does like their version of the drunken boxer style.
Ooh, fun.
So, but that one's plot gets really, really weirded out there, so.
Okay, well.
Yeah, so like, that's why I'm saying this one is a good introduction to that kind of stuff, so.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so, but. That's the end of season 7, kind of start of season 8. We will be back next week with something a little bit more classic and then a little bit more modern as we turn to our horrific bread and butter that we love.
Back to the OG stuff.
Oh yes, very much so. But anywho, this has been the Good, the Bad, and the Weird MicroViews.
Thanks for listening.
Peace. Thank you for stopping by this here town of the Good, the Bad, and the Weird. We appreciate your listenership, and if you want more of our takes in your life, feel free to check us out on social media at The Good, the Bad, and the Weird Podcast, or TGTBTW for short. As well, if we missed a fact, your favorite part of a movie, or just have a suggestion and want to reach out and say howdy,
feel free to email us at tgtbtwpodcast@gmail.com. And feel free to join our Discord at The Good, the Bad, and the Weird podcast, where we talk about movies, just share random banter here and there. And always check out our podcasters, streamers, or any other content creator we shout out in our episodes. We really appreciate it. And as always, thank you for listening. Peace.